Hello, dear Starshines. Christina here with Life Body Academy. I want to talk to you guys about the Maui fires. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on, a lot of fear mongering, a lot of pain, a lot of despair. There's a lot of things going on. But I want to, for us starseeds, light workers, those of us who have a higher bar of responsibility to life on this planet and to pretty much our, Pachamama herself. I'm talking to you. So all of you mamas and papas, star seeds out there, star shines out there. This message is for you guys. Now I'm talking, when I'm saying mamas and papas, I'm saying that because y'all are mature. Y'all are have done a lot of work and you are not faint at heart. So that's my trigger warning for those of you that maybe feel like you have a weak constitution and maybe get triggered easily into fear and go down black, spirals of misery and other kinds of disempowerment programs. You should probably stop watching now. Okay. For those of you who are awoke to the multidimensional levels of who you are and your sovereignty, you're the ones I'm talking to, right? So I alluded on Thursday during the chats that there's a very significant interdimensional activity going on with the whole Maui fires. And so this came on real fast and strong today, so I can't not say something. So that's why I'm making this video. So I got messaged by a few star shines that were really starting to go down that road of despair about what was going on. And I want to paint the bigger picture for you guys so you'll show up differently to this drama that's happening. Okay, so yes, the fires are an interdimensional attack attempt. Yes, they are. So for those of you who don't know, here at Light Body, we work a lot with dream time. We work in the realms, the outer nesting dolls of realities that everything happens out here in these nesting dolls before they manifest within the 3D. And we do a lot of work in those realms to clean stuff up, to reassemble dragon parts, to wake dragon parts up, to reclaim aspects of who we are as galactic, cosmic, quantum beings. Okay. And that's really the realm. As sovereign multidimensional beings, we have all the power. Now, the powers that be, the deep state, the dark stuff, they want to, continue to do their usual shenanigans. And it only works when you don't know who you are as a multidimensional being. As soon as you wake up to who you are as a multidimensional being, as an infinite being, imbuing this biosuit and activating DNA consciousness, your value systems are very different, and they are not as penetrable by the shenanigans. Okay, so here it goes. All right, so what this is an attempt to do is to put humans in a mass level back 20 years in their karmic cycle. So that means all the hard work that you've done over the past 10, 20 years, it's a reset. It's an attempt to hit a reset. So for those of you who are still working with the wheel of karma, they're trying to turn back that wheel 10, 20 years, set you back energetically. All the discoveries you've made, all the empowerment, all the soul retrieval, all the healing, all the progress you've made, they're trying to reverse that. Okay. And for humans that aren't awake to who they are as a multidimensional being, this could work. The reason why they're doing this is because so many people have woke up very quickly. I mean, very quickly around this planet. And they didn't just wake up a little bit. They woke up a lot of it. Okay. So this is an attempt to set that cycle backwards. And I'm telling you, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. The reason why is because there's those of us like me and many other people, probably like you too, Mama and Papa Starshines, right? That are not willing to waver on who we really are and what we can do. So this is how they've controlled the consciousness. Well, the shenanigans happens on many levels, but one of those nesting doll levels that they manipulate consciousness is by resetting timelines. Okay, they reset consciousness of humanity back it could go back decades, it could go back centuries, okay, to put us, every time we get too far, then we get reset back, and then we have to go again further like that. That's how that works. And there are plenty of stories out there that tell this kind of thing. Lots of people have been talking about this for several years. So I'm not saying anything new. What I'm saying is that this is what an attempt looks like. Maui is a very powerful vortex. It's a very powerful vortex for a lot of energies, cosmic frequencies, interdimensional frequencies to come into this reality and leave this reality. So this was not just a infiltration attempt, but it was also an attempted soul harvesting of life force energy, and it failed. Okay, just know that it failed. Why did it fail? Because so many of us showed up in our strength, in our power, and we quite literally are holding the light body levels of that part of the planet, of that energy line, of those dragon lines, of those elemental consciousness solid within our own light body. Okay, we have that capacity. You have that capacity. I have that capacity. And the more that we wake up on a mass scale, the more we are going to be called to show up in that capacity. Okay, this is so important. So I'm saying this so you guys don't get tempted to take the bait. Okay, so yes, weapons of what they call it, the DEWs, right? I can't say it necessarily on this channel because I've already got a warning. They're gonna ban me for a minute if I keep going in these different things. But yes, the DEWs. Yes, the whole mismanagement of the lands and how it's full. The mismanagement of the ecosystem of Maui is infiltrated with all these invasive species that are breaking down the pristine holographic light codes of the Pachamama that were our fields that have been held there for centuries. Okay, yes, lots of layers that this has been, that this is enacting itself on. All that's true. And we can address any level that we want to address. For normal humans, let them know about the mismanagement of the lands. Let them know that, there are the structures, the power systems that have no interest in keeping ecological harmony, the pristine of, keep the pristine energy fields of nature intact. Hawaii has been a place that has been under bombardment for a very long time. When it comes into the dream realm, that is also a place where people are interacting. It's like let's say a mechanism, a doorway where people are interacting within the dream realms. And they actually are able to go past the human dream realm and go into the more cosmic levels. So this is important to address because I don't know if you guys recall, but, the United States particularly was drawn into World War II because of the attack on Pearl Harbor, which happened in Hawaii. Okay, so there is an energy line that has its really strong influence on the collective field of the United States, but other places too, but especially the West. So this is an attempt to create a ripple effect through the consciousness of humanity, okay? And it's trying to put us back into, like I said, onto that place of karma, onto that, setting us back to undo all the progress that we've made. And the fact is, there's so many of us starshines that have woke up to our galactic mind, dragon levels and beyond, that we're not having it. We are not having it. And so what we do to hold the line, so to speak, is that we go there in our own frequency. You travel to Maui within your own frequency, within your own light body, and you hold it strong. You feed the frequency of being an infinite being, the knowing of being a divine child of earth and star, the knowing that we are held by the sacred mother, we are held by the sacred father. We bring that level of consciousness, awareness, and encodements into that aspect of our light body, and we meditate on it. We hold it strong. We embrace our dragon levels. We call on all of our Fae, and elemental allies. Many of you have been waking up to your Fae DNA. Many of you have been waking up to your dragon levels. This is where you start putting it into practice, right? Practical application of these levels. It's not just a cool thing that happens in a meditation. No, it's an outer nesting doll truth of who you are. And you bring it to these places. You bring it to these realms to hold the frequency, hold the alignment. You know, there are literally timeline wars happening right now on this planet. And many of us are woke to the timelines. We know how to navigate timelines. We know how to collapse them, and we know how to claim some other ones that are in alignment with the natural, the true nature of cosmic reality. Okay. So we hold this strong within ourselves. We do not let ourselves get sucked into disempowerment dynamics and dramas. Okay. We strengthen ourselves, feed ourselves instead. So as light workers, as star shines, we have a much higher bar of responsibility here. You know, the rest of the humans, yes, they're going to go through their terror, their derision, their pain. They're going to go through that. And the ones that have been affected, the ones that have lost their lives, the ones that have lost everything they've ever built in their life in those places, we help them by doing what I'm talking about. You know, we help them by holding the energy strong. We do not let that, I want to say, black hole vortex become opened. We don't let it be sustained by hopelessness and despair. We are feeding it. We are feeding the frequencies on these other levels to course correct the timeline, to course correct for all the humans that have experienced awful suffering in this event. Okay, this is how we show up. We do this. So we can do this in many, many ways. Some of us, those of us who've been trained in inner circle magic, we do this in our meditation inside of our field, inside of our light bodies. And because we understand the connection of our light body to the energy grids of this planet, right? But for those of you who don't feel necessarily sufficient with that kind of work, there's things you can do. You can sing, you can dance, you can bring the frequency of your love, of your joy, of, you know, the power of your heart into those fields. You can feed the elemental realm that just experienced unimaginable destruction. You can hold all the humans that have gone through this, you know, in your heart, in your prayers, with your love, with your songs. You can get together with others and feed life force energy with beauty, with hope, right? With the truth of who you are to all the ones that have been affected. And it's important to do this because there's so many star shines out there that, you know, are online, and they're getting impacted by all this hopeless narrative. You know, the DEWs really scare people, as they, you know, of course it is scary to know that they can, you know, that the powers that be have the ability to launch attacks like that. And it's also scary to know that beings have the ability to reset time and our consciousness like that. But here's the thing, they have that ability until they don't. And what is the deciding factor? Us reclaiming the outer nesting dolls of the timelines, the outer nesting dolls of the quantum that is actually creating and manifesting this reality. Now, what I'm perceiving is that it was a direct attack on a dragon line, a whole nother level, real potent level of a dragon waking up in that area. Okay. But they can't have it. They can't have her. We're not letting her go. Oh my gosh, I feel so much emotion when I say that. We, star shines, are not letting them have her. We have her back. I'm talking about the dragon that's being awoke. We are there for her, just like they are there for us. We are together in our solidarity. We are reclaiming this reality for the truth of what we want and who we really are as beings, as sacred beings. Okay, we're not wavering on this. And I'm saying we because I know several people, I mean, more than dozens and dozens of people who are aware of what's going on in this level. And we're meeting in the dream realms, and we're holding that line. We are holding it strong. There's no wavering. There's no shaking. You know, it's strong. It's not penetrating. So I'm delivering this message to the rest of you guys that maybe don't have that awareness. But you can help. Even if you don't have that awareness, you can help by staying strong inside of yourself, staying strong in your light body, sending your songs, sending your prayers every day if you need to, if you want to. Matter of fact, if you've been participating in the hopeless misery program, look what they're doing to us. They're the deep state or whoever is destroying our beauty, destroying humans, all this stuff. I'm saying that flippantly, but I know it's a really, really painful thing to experience, right? It really is suffering. I'm not dismissing that in any way. But what I'm saying is that if you spent time doing that, if you spent significant amount of time doing that, talking about it, spreading it, okay, doing any of those things, you got a little more work to do to undo what you've done. All right. So it is so freaking strong. We have this. We have this, guys. There are millions upon millions of beings holding our planet right now. There are really powerful beings, myself included, that are holding the light body strong in that area right now, because right now that's where it's needed. This is part of the strength that comes from that Syrian Stargate that I'm talking about, guys. Now, a lot of y'all are, have been told that, oh, it's the time to manifest. What do you really want? La, 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 la. Yeah, that's great. Yes, it's important to create happiness on earth and all that stuff. It is, that's important. But this is a whole nother level of why we're here to do what we're doing. We're reclaiming this reality quite literally from the Dreamtime realms that trickles down into our 3D. We need to show up for that. We need to show up for that. Okay. It's not, using our creative powers to have money and status and, a nice house or a comfortable life or whatever, that's a side note if that's what you want. But this is the real purpose, is for us to reclaim this realm for the Pachamama, for the dream of the mother, and for all of humanity and all life. That's really why we're here. Okay. We're creating an entirely new reality. Okay. One that is not overtaken by power over dynamics, one that does not defile innocence, one that does not, disregard the sacredness of nature, disregard the sacredness of the Pachamama, disregard the sacredness of each other. Okay. That is over. And now we do the footwork to seeing how exactly that manifests. Okay. So there's the elemental levels to connect with. There's the human levels to connect with. There are the dragon levels to connect with, right? And there's even more nesting dolls outside of that to connect with, and just focus on that area and see the great tree of I'm going to say the great organic white tree of the universe, the universal tree, just being there and holding strong. Those trees, the giant ones, the ones that go hundreds and hundreds of feet up into the air, whose branches span for miles. Those are sacred beings that hold structures in place. We hold that in our awareness. We hold that in our prayers. We hold that with our songs in our heart, and we feed it all the love and joy and miraculousness that we can muster from within ourselves. That's what we can do to participate. The more misery we propagate around this, the more victimhood we propagate around this, the more probability, the more strength we give the false timelines that they're trying to unfold, right? So don't let them reset the karmic clock. Don't let them take you back 10, 20 years, right? Don't let them do that. You have a total choice. You have a choice. And this is where you're going to see the choice. You're going to have a choice right now, today, tomorrow, the next day, to repeat things that you've done before. Okay. You're going to have a choice to make the same old choices that you've been making, or you're going to have a realization that there's a different choice. And you making that different choice is you saying no to the reset and yes to the timeline that's in your spirit to manifest. Okay. That's the golden ticket right there. Do you want to repeat the events, all that stuff that you've been doing? Where you were at 20 years ago, 10 years ago. Do you want to repeat that? Well, then keep going with those choices. If you want to end it, catch yourself in the moment and make a different choice. Catch yourself in the moment and realize that you have another awareness beyond what you had before. You do. And because you have that awareness, you can take a more empowered choice, because your value systems are different than what they were then. If you ignore that and do what's petty and what's small, you're gonna slip right back into it. But if you rise up with a strong heart, strong spirit, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and say, nope, I'm done with that. I'm done with that completely. I respect myself. I respect the life on this planet. I respect the Pachamama, Mother Earth. I respect the nature of this cosmic reality. I love this reality. I'm going to make a choice towards what I truly want. Then you're going to, you're going to step off that wheel. Many of us have already stepped off the wheel of karma. Yes, it does happen for a lot of souls because they are invested in it, and if you want to continue to invest in it, that's completely your business. I personally don't have any interest. I don't have any interest in that. I've been on that wheel of karma for what feels like millions of years. I've done that game, and I'm done with it completely. And it's about stepping forward into the truth of who we really are and reclaiming this reality for me. It's not about making others pay their debts. It's not about making, getting justice, getting revenge or anything like that. It's about setting it straight. Everybody gets the opportunity to come home if that's what they want. And that's in my intent, is anybody and everybody who wants to come home. I don't care how much terrible things you've done in your world, in your life, in your universe. If you truly have a yes to come home to yourself, I'm there to help you, right? I'm there. Unwaveringly, I'm there. All right. All right, guys. So that's my little rant. I swear to God, it was so funny before I came on. It was just like all of a sudden, everything around me got hot and humid, and it was just like I was lit. I had to like move around and shake my body and get going because something like lit up like an inferno inside me. I was like, oh no, I cannot let this wave of BS have its way with my dear brother Starshines and sister Starshines, because we're in this together, guys. We are in this together. Don't forget that. So when you hold the line like this in your light body and the strength of who you are not alone. You have an entire cosmos of beings supporting you in this. You have the Pachamama here supporting you in this. She's got your back. She has got your back. And I'm sure it's in your guys' heart to have her back too. All right, darlings, that's all I've got to say about that. Lots of love to you all. Until next time, mwah. Make it a great day.